Hello everybody, today I'm here with BMW iX company's first electric all four-wheel drive technological flagship model is finally here in India. And looking at the car, need I say more that this car is absolutely gorgeous, it's bold, it's beautiful, and what is really interesting in this car is that the design is minimalistic. As you can see, there is not too much going on here right in the front. They've just got a kidney grille, which obviously looks stunning. Although we don't need it in electric car these days, but this does enhance the bold look of the car. And I'll come to the Shy technology later. It is one of the greatest features of this car, which I'll talk about it later, but it works somewhere around here. All right, it's got sensors, it's got your 360-degree cameras and sensors right here in the front, and the sleek lines obviously gives a very unique character to the car. And let's get to the side of the car, because that's where you get to know how an SUV looks like, right? So the chassis sits on a 21-inch wheel, and it obviously looks great. I love the tire. Tell you another interesting feature is it's got seamless body design, frameless body design, right? So there is no frame, and the chassis is agile, and I'll tell you why that is, because this car is mostly made up of carbon that reduces minimum 5 to 6 kilograms from a car. That is great, right? We all need our SUVs to be agile, because that means faster cars. Okay, now let's have a look at the car from the back. This is obviously an electronic tailgate, and there is ample space in the boot. That's what we all need in an SUV. You've got all the hooks here, you've got a 12V charging port right here. The space is massive. Again, there is a lot of space here for your stepney as well. Some extra space that I see. The car from behind looks spacious. I'm very curious to see the electronic charging point in the car. It's right here. So this is where you charge, just like any other fuel car. This is where you charge it from. I'll obviously tell you about great details about the charging on this car, but let's get to the interiors first. This car from the rear seat obviously looks pretty beautiful. My view is extremely awesome because I can see the whole full panoramic sunroof. It's pretty spacious as well. The seats are comfortable. I've got an armrest here with the 2 cup holders. The board is flat here, so there is enough leg room and head space. Armrests, and let's see if there is enough space for 3 people to sit comfortably. There is. Like I said, it's flat, and this is not coming out of between 2 seats, so this is pretty nice. I have enough leg room here. It's a good spacious SUV. This is pretty premium. There are no pockets, it just slides down like this. You've got charging points right here. The interiors of the car is done pretty tastefully. I can see the upholstery looks just fantastic. This checkered square stitching to it looks very, very nice. And I think it's got all natural leather. So come, let's have a look at it from the cockpit. When I look at this car from the cabin, it looks supreme. There is so much luxury in it, so many luxury elements to it. You've got this crystal glass feel here. This is wooden and all natural leather. It is so tastefully done. It's just extremely beautiful. And it's spacious enough. Your armrest has decent space. You can keep 1 or 2 bottles. There's cup holder here, and there is, like, you know, I've mentioned outside as well, the car has extremely minimalistic approach, so you don't see a lot of buttons here on my steering wheel as well. So there is as less distraction there could be in a car, right? And that's what I've been talking about also, because sometimes there is so many gadgets and so much happening right here, you get distracted. But in this car, the screen here is curved, so I don't have to move my eye or in some other direction. I can just keep looking straight at the road, and I can still get a lot of information from the screen. It's got a lot of driving modes. It's got BMW integrated technology that powers all your system. It's obviously got Android and Apple AirPlay. I was talking about the Shy technology right in the beginning. So now what it essentially means is The name quite says it, it's shy, so it has technology that you can't see it when you don't need it, and you see it when you actually need it. So for example, you've got speakers hidden right here, Harman speakers, which is pretty awesome because you need good speakers in your SUV cars, but you can't see it unless you use them. Again, one more thing, at the front in the grille there is BMW badge. That is where you get all the sensors for your water, for the wipers up and back. So that is pretty nice, right? You see only when you need it. Minimalistic and technologically advanced. I love it. There are two lithium batteries in the car, one for the front wheels and one for the rear wheels. That's what it makes it all electric four-wheel vehicle. This car can do 0 to 100 in 6.1 seconds. Yes, it's fast, it's futuristic, it's sustainable, and it's a BMW. We all know that India doesn't have the kind of infrastructure to support electric vehicles yet, but I'm sure BMW is trying to figure out ways to, make it more friendly and user-friendly and comfortable for the customers. So we were briefed that there are so many kinds of charger that you can charge your car with, and it is going to be available at the BMW dealerships, which are around 35 across the country. So there will be available 24/7 at the dealership near you, all the electric chargers. And if you buy this car, you get this one for free as a starting bonus. So I think that's a good direction to take towards electric vehicles. We do need it in India. Now let me quickly run you through the basic charging points and how it is going to basically function. So this one is a household charging cable. This is basically for emergencies when you do not have like an industrial power plug, when you just have a normal 3-point plug. This is going to take a normal than usual. This is going to take quite some time to charge, but for emergencies this is great. This one is an electric volt charger which normally would be available, and this is when you can find an industrial power point at wherever you can charge, mostly at the dealerships. This is the one that you're going to have. And this is the convenient and the most safe charging plug at home. This is also up to 11 kilowatt charging performance. This is what BMW will give with the iX. And if you're living in an apartment where you have to share your charging boxes, this is the one. You can share it with your neighbors if you don't have a spot just for yourself. And you can obviously share the electric bill with this, right? So this is pretty nice. I love how we're all going towards technology advancement and future mobility. Electric is the future. Now, how they have exactly sustained these cars and what is their future towards sustainability? They've started with the build of the car, which has 50% secondary aluminum. Secondary aluminum means it has been used, so they're reusing the aluminum up to 50%, and they've got up to 20% recycled thermoplastic. So the raw material is sustainable as well, which is pretty nice. And 17% of less CO2 emission in the supply chain alone. So that's a huge step that the company has taken. For the interiors of the car as well, they've used recycled materials, nothing from the earth element inside the sea. They've used fish nets, reusable fish nets as mats. That is pretty nice. So now what I'm most excited about is the company's plans towards future mobility and sustainability. Now what BMW claims is that by 2015 they will be carbon neutral, and by 2030 they will reduce 80% carbon footprint. That is so awesome. I hope that our customers are ready for a future that is all electric and environmental friendly. Thank you. That's me, Sonia Jain.